What do you do when the competition requires more than you can give? Let's jump right in. Welcome to The Competitor. I'm your host, Christian John Bradley, and here we embrace our competitive nature and explore all things competition, and nothing, or so we hoped, was more competitive than the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. So I was so juiced, so excited for this fight. An all-time great versus a significant disruptor in boxing, Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. And leading up to it, we're like, oh my goodness, this is about to be a legit fight. Let's go. I was so hyped. Because you know the mystique around Mike Tyson. The mystique around Mike Tyson is danger. And on the flip side, you're going against someone that is up and coming, disrupting boxing in Jake Paul. And the mystique around him is entertainment. And so no matter how old Mike Tyson is, you feel like he has a chance to win against anybody because of what we've seen, our memories of him. But we have to be careful about how far back we have to go to remember that. Because dang near 20 years ago, he had to stop a fight because he was tired. 20 years ago. And that doesn't improve with age, especially if he hasn't been fighting consistently. But you look on social media, myself included, got excited seeing him, his sparring sessions and stuff like that. I was like, yo, this is crazy. I actually saw a funny comment. It said it was a Mike Tyson training video, and a comment said, Jake Paul's trainer is trying to teach Jake Paul new technique and good skills. Mike Tyson's trainer is just trying to stay alive. Man, but that really, again, it confirms the mystique and the legend of Mike Tyson. And so we go into the weigh-in. Of course, Mike Tyson slaps Jake Paul and says that I will not lose to Jake Paul, and says it with conviction. And he walks into the arena, and you see the look in his eyes, the look of a killer. That's the Mike Tyson that we know. That's the Mike Tyson that we expect. It was hope. But then I had to take a sober-minded approach to it. Because in no other arena, no other athletic competition, would we choose a 58-year-old man that had not been boxing or doing that sport over a 27-year-old man that is actively doing that sport in no other arena. So I was like, there's no way Jake Paul loses to Mike Tyson. There's no way Mike Tyson beats Jake Paul. It's not going to happen. I don't care what the social media says. It goes against conventional wisdom. Did I want Mike Tyson to win? I guess that would have been awesome or legendary, whatever it is. But most importantly, I just wanted to see a competitive fight. That's what I was most excited about. I wanted to see each boxer give it their best, go toe to toe, and just like, oh my gosh, I wanted to see that. Then the fight started. And we thought we were going to get that in the first two rounds because Mike Tyson was going after him. Jake Paul was kind of like, you can tell he's trying to filling out the fight. And then it literally dropped precipitously. Third round, Jake Paul. Fourth round, it was clear. Mike Tyson did not have it any longer. And it became you start to feel kind of sad for Mike Tyson. And of course, Jake Paul wins the fight, unanimous decision, giving a lot of praise to Mike Tyson, respect for him doing that. But I want to look at this from two sides though, because after the fight, Mike Tyson said he almost died and that him showing up to the fight was basically a win. So yeah, 8 blood transfusions, almost died. And that is legit. It's a legit experience for him. But his near-death experience severely compromised his ability to compete in that fight. It was probably one of the worst fights I've ever seen. And almost never have I seen a narrative and the reality of a fight be so juxtaposed to each other in my life. The narrative cannot be further from the reality, and the reality cannot have been any further from the narrative. And so Mike Tyson's near-death experience severely compromised his ability to compete. No shade, of course. But then the question is, again, what I asked at first, what do you do when the competition requires more than you can give? I don't know the answer to this question. I know for myself, if I agreed to a fight, I gave my word, I'm going to give it my all, I'm probably still going to walk up in there and just give it my all. Because one, I'm a competitor. I'm like, you never know what could happen. You know, I can give him a good right hook, left hook, and I can knock him. I could drop him down. But at the same time, at what point does honesty kick in? Because it's like, yo, I know that I probably am not able to honor the competition the way that I want to. It's not even about winning or losing at that point. It's about, can I honor the commitment that I made? And from a contractual standpoint, okay, you can say Mike Tyson did that. From a competitive standpoint, I don't believe he did. I just don't. But again, I'm like, oh my God, like this question is just like blowing my mind. And so, of course, Mike Tyson's going against there. He did not have what it took. He did not have what it took to make it a competitive fight against Jake Paul. Now, the question for Jake Paul is this: what happens when honoring your opponent and honoring competition collide? Because it was clear. I tapped my wife. I told her, Jake Paul's taking it easy on Mike Tyson. He is not trying to hurt him. But we're saying that in the context, in the arena of boxing, when the whole point is to go at your opponent and to give it your all. That isn't what happened. So from one side of my mind, I'm like, Jake Paul, you didn't give it your best. But at the same time, what happens when you know you overmatch your opponent? What is honor when you overmatch your opponent, when you can literally dominate them? What is dignity? What is honor? Because I truly believe competing your best is the highest form of respect. But what happens when that form of respect can actually dishonor your opponent, or so they say? I don't know. Because I know that what I saw is Mike Tyson not have anything near what it took to make it a competitive fight. Jake Paul seeing that and taking it easy. That's not competition. That's not competition. But at the same time, it happened in a competitive event, competitive matchup. So I'm exploring this just like you. I would love to hear from you. Comment below, subscribe as well. And yeah, I just want to hear what you think about the fight from a competitive standpoint. You know, these two questions: what happens when the competition requires more than you can give? And the second question is, what happens when honoring your opponent and honoring the competition collide? Looking forward to seeing what you have to say. From the competitor, I'm your host, Christian John Bradley. I'll see you next time.